Did you know the CIA is the reason gangs and even this whole crash out culture exist in the first place? See, gangs didn't start out the way people think. Back in the 60s and 70s, a lot of them were built to protect the community. They defended against racist attacks, they kept neighborhoods safe, and gave young people unity, pride, and purpose when the system failed them. But everything changed in the 80s. The CIA was exposed for bringing drugs like crack into black and Latino neighborhoods. At the same time, guns were mysteriously flooding the streets, like full crates just showing up out of nowhere. Suddenly, these groups went from protecting the block to fighting turf wars over drugs and weapons that weren't even supposed to be there. And here's the wild part. The media didn't show the bigger picture. Instead of talking about how the government pushed this chaos, they painted gangs as violent, mindless criminals. The original mission got erased, and being reckless, being a crash out, started to look cool in music, movies, and headlines. That's the playbook. Flood the community, twist the narrative, and make destruction look like culture. So what do you think? Did the CIA design this from the start, or was it just a coincidence? Did you know the
He's studying for a future that won't even exist. Right now, millions of college students are pulling all-nighters, grinding for degrees, chasing careers that AI is already replacing. And the craziest part? Most of them have no idea. Their professors are handing out assignments like it's still 2010. Meanwhile, AI is coding apps, writing essays, designing ads, and making decisions faster than any human ever could. Software engineers? AI writes better code in seconds. Lawyers? AI reviews contracts, finds loopholes, and drafts arguments. No billable hours required. Designers? AI generates branding kits, motion graphics, even full video edits, and it doesn't even need a mouse. College isn't preparing students for the real world. It's preparing them for a world that no longer exists. And as AI keeps evolving, the gap between school and reality gets wider and darker. That student, the one stressing over an essay, he's being watched. That humanoid robot behind him isn't just standing there. It's a symbol of what's coming. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't take breaks. It doesn't ask for a raise. It just learns, quietly, relentlessly, every single second. And while students rack up $80,000 in debt for a degree that's already becoming irrelevant, AI is mastering every skill for free. Even the creative fields are getting swallowed up. AI writes music. It acts in short films. It models in photo shoots. It builds video games and voices entire casts. The things we thought were safe, the human things, are now automated, scaled, and monetized. So let me ask you this. When that student graduates, what happens? What happens when there are no job offers? No interviews? Just rejection emails and we've decided to move forward with another candidate who isn't even human. We keep telling people to just go to college, like it's a golden ticket. But what if that golden ticket leads straight into a system that's already being dismantled? What happens when AI becomes the boss? What happens when AI becomes the entire company? See the signs, read the plot, smart minds follow AI Wave Watch. He's
That's so stupid.
50, I know you out there, playboy. The galaxy will kneel before the might of my baby oil. My plan is already
AI is so dumb.
Ask your baby mama.
50, I think I could take him. I'm standing on business.
Only thing you taking is an ass whooping.
Darth Didius.
Sit your ass down.
50, I have the force. Is it not clocking to you yet? I'm a human being.
Shit. Well, look who it is. I haven't seen you since we partied together for your birthday in Tatooine.
I don't remember that night.
The speech is a little slow.
I woke up in Puerto Rico a week later.
Come join me.
But it's pretty funny. You can just kind of put the prompt in
I'll
AI.
give you a tongue bath.
Some editing here and there.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50.
Are you serious? Stop disrespecting.
Look right here, Justin.
Do you miss Selena?
His freak-off force is too strong.
Pretty soon you're gonna make whole movies with the AI.
Yo, Puff. I'm a computer tech.
Right now you can get some shorts. They're kind of shitty, but they look good enough.
Stop being a
But
foodie pop.
once it gets to that level where it looks so good, you're just not gonna care. You're just gonna be in for the story.
Begin transmission.
Here we go.
Buddha wasn't Buddhist. Jesus wasn't Christian. Muhammad wasn't Muslim. They never created the religion people did after they died. When Jesus came, Judaism was religion. Jesus said that what they are doing is incorrect. When Muhammad came, there were so many religions, including Christianity already at that time. And Muhammad said all these religions are not correct. Muhammad was not trying to say, let's create another religion. No. Jesus never said, let's create another religion. Nobody created. Buddha never said, let's create a religion. If you pay attention to their teachings, they are pretty much saying the same thing. The message is, there's an enlightened way of living, which is better for everybody and better for yourself. You know?
This
And
the
people
way
create
they
the
are.
religions, teams.
It's not the park. It's
On Netflix.
me. I'm trans, Norma.
Oh,
And everyone
shit,
at
yeah.
school
Yeah,
knows,
this,
and everyone at home
7-year-old.
knows. And being
Me and
here,
this guy are
it's
about
like
to make
a whole
jokes
new
about this shit
place.
now.
I can just be Barney.
Let's
and
see what the comments have to say.
If and when I tell people, I've never been happier. And that's saying something when I spent a day
I
chased by
just
terrifying
deleted
zombie
Netflix.
mascots. Pugsley reminded me
I
how
blocked
important
this
it is
show.
to live your life
I
without
don't know what the name of the
apology.
show is.
So
if I
I
see
think
it.
I gotta give living here a shot.
Now, that's on Netflix.
Dead End
and it's
Paranormal
called Dead
Park.
End Paranormal Park.
That shit looked
So you
probably
can see Netflix
trash.
series Dead End Paranormal Park.
That came out
Season
4
1,
years
episode
ago.
2, The Tunnel.
On
You
2
can see that
seasons already.
TV,
Yeah, it's
Y7. That's telling you this is rated for 7-year-olds up.
Yeah, it's
Now,
not
I'm
going to
sure
the
why
third season. I would have had
7
one, right?
needs to
4
be
years ago,
introduced
2 seasons.
to Trans ideology. Seems a bit young, but this is
sounds
live
stupid as
on
fuck.
Netflix. And again, they're saying this is for 7-year-olds.
The person said, nope, cancel Netflix.
Do 7-year-olds need to be
Stupid
introduced to
ass.
this ideology? No.
Who the fuck wrote that shit?
What in the forehead is going on? Oh, no. What have you done? Oh, you son of a bitch.
Well, you're just kind of making fun of him for having a big forehead.
It's not real. It's a story that's been made up. You told
It's just his hairline
he wasn't
is like up here.
Who the hell is this? So somebody's trying to say that Yakub was a real person. And he died in 4570 BCE. And now you're trying to tell me
That,
KSI is a
7,000 years ago, maybe?
version? Oh, you son of a forehead. So Yakub was
6,000.
known as the big head scientist. And they say he was the first racist towards that.
What?
He hated his own
How do you even know that
Years
shit?
later, the story of Yakub was debunked. Apparently, somebody made
It could
up.
be the
I
old
don't know what the
Avatar.
truth is. If this is Yakub reincarnated, everybody's getting smoked. What in the forehead is going on?
He cracked the elite's pyramid code and exposed the 200 fallen angels they serve. Watch this.
$50 billion is how much money we spent building a pyramid and a city on the other side of the planet. It's called Astana, Kazakhstan. And the pyramid that we built is in the middle of it, right in the heart of the city. It houses 200 delegates, and ironically, there are 200 fallen angels. But if you click inside that building, you can go to the boardroom, which has a round table where all 200 delegates get to meet. And if you disagree with them, there's a hole right there in the middle of the table, and you can see all the way down to the floor of reconciliation. And I guess that's the hole of peace. And that's next on the trumpet. The United States were some of the first people to even invest their money there. This is just one of many buildings they built. Circular 200-seat chamber for world religion meetings. Chapter 3 of the Book of Enoch, Fallen Angels, tells you all about the 200 angels that descended onto Mount Hermon. Mount Hermon is where that happened. And if you go to the Book of Enoch, you can see that those 20 names that it mentioned right underneath that verse, they were leaders of tens. So there were 200 people that
I've already
descended
been,
right here on top
down
of
this
Mount
rabbit hole.
Hermon.
If you go
And the
and look
United
through that
Nations
whole
decided
city,
this is right what we need to
the whole
build a
city
base
is full of
on the
symbolism.
33rd degree parallel.
They all have blue roofs. Go look through the whole city. It's right there in Google Maps.
These people right here, and he will gather the nations. And no, I'm not talking about the Pope. Look at that logo right there.
There's like castles.
That's quite simply the 33rd degree.
It's pretty.
That logo shows the Earth divided by 8
insane
sections.
how it looks.
And each section is divided by 4 other sections. 8 times 4 is 32, and the center section makes the 33rd. There's a lot of people on that same page. Now you're going to start seeing that 33 show up everywhere, like in the buttons on his cloak. They represent the years of Jesus' life. The 33rd degree is where Jesus transfigured in front of the disciples. The 33rd degree is where the Masons built the Tower of Babel out of bricks. And yes, if you work with bricks or stones, you are considered a Mason. Charleston, South Carolina, home of the Masons. I love that these guys think that they are the oldest fraternity of men. You're not the oldest fraternity of men that swore an oath. That was the fallen angels. And they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. That book is in the Library of Congress. And this book is right on my shelf for all of us to read. And in the Sermon on the Mount, these are Jesus' words right here. Verse 33, in case you weren't paying attention. Again ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old time, Thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord thine oaths. The men of old time are spoken of right here in Genesis chapter 6 under the wickedness of the world. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Jesus goes on in the book of Matthew and says, But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne. Swearing in on the Bible now has a whole new meaning for me. And when they take the oath of office, well, this ought to be great. These are all Jesus' words in red, right there.
He cracked the elite.
You understand me? I'm the vice president.
We are space traders bearing exquisite gifts that will restore your nation to its former
So you gotta look into all these movies, you gotta look at all the symbolism here.
Metals
It's always telling you something that's going to happen in the future.
Machines that will
but you never know until it
rivers
actually
and your
happens, and then you go back
Cold
and watch a
fusion
movie.
technology
Oh, shit.
for a safe, cheap, and inexhaustible source of energy. All we ask in return.
I like how this
is the
hologram
delivery
shows the
to our
back
vessels.
on the back of the
5
hologram and the
days
front
from
and the
now,
front.
every child, woman, and man in your nation with at least 2,500 milligrams of melanin in their skin per square centimeter.
What the hell is melanin?
Put more simply, in trade for solving all your most pressing domestic catastrophes, we are asking for every person in your country that you would classify as black.
You understand me?
This wasn't a movie, I think this was like a short episode of a TV
This
show.
same magnetic field is much more potent if it operates on an aluminium sheet instead of on the mercury. The reason for this is that aluminium is about 40 times more conducting than mercury. Of course, I could make it more potent still if I could put some steel behind the aluminium to improve the magnetic circuit. But instead of this, I'm going to change the shape
This is
of
the
the
way
motor.
you're supposed to
Let's
travel
make a machine that looks
through
like
long
that.
distances.
We
Just a
should
quick
find
flip.
that the windings are very
No
simple,
heat, no sound, no
being
feel,
only
no
a row of
exhaustion,
coils
no
like
emissions,
this.
just straight.
The moving part is a steel rod with a copper sleeve around it. We put it in the end of the tube and fire. Well, that wasn't a bad shot, was it? This electromagnetic gun seems to have taken us right back to the start with our rifle. It looks as if we can make an electromagnetic model of nearly anything. Now
So this country in Antarctica,
what about it?
How long has it been there?
What about it?
Why doesn't anybody know about this?
Garthia is at least 10,000 years old. Look, when we first encountered the continent, they were already there, right? There's really no definitive way to measure how long they've existed, but look, obviously the highest ranking
really
intelligence
nice,
authorities are well aware of this place,
It's like that
okay?
moon map.
And the restricted Antarctic treaties are the reason nobody else is. Look, the Agarthians, they don't want us in. They live within a city built on inconceivably complex architecture. Okay, pyramid-based energy systems that are reminiscent of ancient Egypt. Look, things we don't understand. We do believe that they have trade routes which lead through and beyond the ice wall, okay, connecting them to civilizations far out into the depths of the unknown lands, right? They are the bridge to a world which we have been closed off from, okay? They control the entire goddamn parameter of the ice wall. We've been studying them for decades to the best of our abilities, but it wasn't enough, and so Well, the CIA did the unthinkable, right? They captured a native.
This hotel right here is 500 yen per night.
Back to this one.
So this country in Antarctica,
what about it?
How long has it been there?
The ice wall. We've been studying them for decades to the best of our abilities, but it wasn't enough. And so, well, the CIA did the unthinkable, right? They captured a native Agarthian.
So this country...
This hotel right here is 500 yen per night. With the current exchange rate, that's just over $3 American. But I just had a conversation with the owner who actually encouraged me not to stay here. He very kindly and reasonably explained that while listed as a hotel on Google, it's not intended to be a hotel for travelers or regular people, but rather kind of a specialty place for those without money to stay, and went so far as to recommend the cheapest actual hotel in the area, which is this place, Hotel Diamond, is 1,100 yen per night, which is still just over $7 American. So let's give it a try.
That's not bad at all. $7.
So apparently the elevator only stops every 2 floors. So I've got to go to the 5th floor and then walk up to the 6th. They also seem to have 300 yen a day Wi-Fi rentals.
So for $11 you get a room and Wi-Fi.
Just need to find the stairs.
That's so cheap if you want to go and travel. You just need to stay for a couple days.
Should be my room. Oh wow.
That's a closet.
Okay.
I guess it's basic
so
enough.
This
I guess for
will
$11,
officially
you know,
take the cake for the smallest
it makes
room
sense now.
I've ever spent the night in. I should be happy that it has a lock and key. Apparently the 500 yen hotel had none of that, so if you take a bath or go to the washroom, you have to take all of your stuff with you. Also, claustrophobics beware, I'm about to close the door and give the official room tour. I placed my sneakers in the garbage bin for now. They recommend not leaving them outside, or they might get stolen. And this is
it's bigger than a capsule hotel.
It comes with
you get those capsules
mattress, which is
that are all decked out with Wi-Fi and everything.
Some
and
bedding,
it's still cheap. You pay like $40.
A pillow filled
but this is cheaper than that, and you get more room.
Something.
You can actually stand up,
a fan here,
around.
A little desk here, and a window that doesn't lock, but opens out right to the main street. There's a single plug for the whole room, which has a multi-plug adapter that has a cord that runs all the way down to the other side of the room where it is plugged into yet another multi-plug adapter. Makes me wonder if they ever have power outages, but this actually isn't that much smaller than my first ever room in Japan. Even the desk setup is the same. The first place I stayed in was maybe double this, and I lived in that for a year. The window has zero insulation, so you hear everything outside. I'm curious about the restroom situation. Looking at Google Maps, though, there are a ton of restaurants, convenience stores, and everything in the area. For 1,000 yen, I have stayed in a lot worse places and paid a lot more. I had a hotel in Naples, Italy once that literally had a hole in the wall. It was amazing.
Literally a
window
hole
without the glass. Looking at it, it seems like there are quite a few rooms in here as well. There's a bit of a sink area over here, and if I'm not mistaken, this should be the toilet. Okay, modern toilet with a wash lid. This one too? Both of them. I was fully expecting traditional Japanese style hole in the floor type toilet.
Yeah.
Ceiling height is a little low, but this one is literally
on the floor and take a shit.
On the first floor there are also shower rooms, and they're actually really nice. And right outside the shower space, there's a whole row of vending machines. But I noticed something kind of funny about my room. Aside from the ultra modern and super safe wiring they have just nailed to a wooden board here, I've also just noticed that anybody can control my light from the outside of the room. Not to mention the mystery box. This mystery box right here. This lock seems to have purpose, but what